Hello, you amazing friends. My name is Edwin, and I'm honored to be helping host this legendary launch for Annette Tavitian Spiritual Hub. Can we give Annette a round of applause? Annette, so good having you with us. And I'll say a big welcome. We've got 9 of you sexy winners live online, and this recording will no doubt get watched hundreds of times. So welcome for this day launch for Annette Tavitian. Now, before we get over to the woman of the moment, I want to bounce over to some of our special guests today. Firstly, we've got legendary Mel. Now, Mel and Annette Tavitian go way back, and I just want to get you up. I thought I'd open with the most powerful unit, Mel. How are you, and what's going on?
I'm fantastic. How's everybody else today?
So good to see you. And I was just wondering, Mel, I don't think you've got enough emojis. I think you need to improve your performance there.
Yeah, maybe it's just the filters with the zooms. I'll work on them. I'll work on them.
Anyway, Mel, I know you're a busy lady. We're so honoured to have you with us. Tell us about Annette Tavitian. How do you know Annette? You got any dirt on Annette? Now's the time to hear it.
I don't have any dirt because I don't know her personally. I actually met Annette, I think, in one of your international meetings. And then I got onto the Central Coast one, and we've done a couple of interviews together, which have been fantastic. But just want to say that I'm honoured to be here today. I'm honoured to be speaking as well. And I actually love the program, what I've seen so far, but it looks fantastic. So that's actually my weekend plan, is to sit down and go through the Spiritual Hub. So thank you, Annette, and thank you everybody else for being here today.
Yeah. And just before you go, Mel, I just want to ask you as well, what in one word, how would you describe Annette Tavitian?
Stunalicious.
Stunalicious. That's a good
Stunalicious.
I think Mel deserves a round of applause. Mel, there you go.
Thanks,
Stunalicious. I've never heard that word before, but there you go. You are now Stunalicious, Annette. There you go. Big welcome. Big thank you to Mel. We're going to bounce over to another strong and powerful legendary winner, Naomi J. Naomi, so good having you with us. How are you going with those storms in Melbourne? I heard there's like a tornado and you got a bunch of communists running around. How's it all coming along?
It's super, super windy and rainy, but I'm just looking outside my window and the sun just came out. So it must be a sign.
Yeah. So God wants you here as part of Annette's spiritual launch. So it's very spiritual what's going on, actually, Naomi.
Absolutely.
Now, Naomi, you know Annette on an amazing level. Tell us a bit about Annette. What do you know about Annette and what do you love about her?
Yeah, look, I first met Annette face-to-face at your influencer workshop back in April this year, and we instantly hit it off. And it's been wonderful to spend the last 6 months getting to know Annette. And I've had the privilege of having early access to her spiritual hub in the last couple of days. And from what I have seen, it's super exciting, really, really easy to navigate, and the content is really awesome.
And what was out of the spiritual hub, what was the biggest thing that sort of hit you? What do you really like about it, Naomi?
I love Annette's authenticity, and she is a powerhouse empowerment warrior. That's how I describe her. And she's very, very empathetic. And I really love the videos because it feels like she's talking just to me. So it's really great. And yeah, I think I'm a very spiritual person myself, and I know that I'm going to get a lot out of it. And yeah, I really love it. Love the content.
Now, in one word, how would you describe legendary Annette?
Superstar.
Oh my God, we got Stunalicious and Superstar. Can we give a round of applause to Naomi J? Naomi J. Now we're going to bounce over to legendary Luna Park, our wonderful trusted business coach and friend, a man who has no bull, but definitely takes a bull by the horn. Simon Bowden, how you doing, Simon?
Yeah, very good, Ed. Thank you. And it is a very good privilege to be online here for Annette's launch party. So it's great.
Now, you're Annette's business coach. I'm very well aware of that. And you would know absolute insights about Annette that we wouldn't know. I'd love to tell us about Annette. What's the Annette Tavitian you know?
Wow, look, we've had many sessions together, and I suppose one of the things with Annette is she's very focused and she knows what she wants. So it's just a matter of creating a roadmap to actually arrive at the destination that she really wants to achieve. And that's what she's done. And I must say, I have to take my hat off to Annette because, you know, if we had said 6 months ago, where is your learning hub, your spiritual learning hub? And we would have just laughed, wouldn't we, Annette? And but look, you know what? It's been a lot of dedication. It's been a lot of blood, sweat and tears too, just quietly. And but you know what? The thing is, the proof is in the pudding, and what she's been able to achieve, certainly in the last probably 4 months, is remarkable. And pretty much what Naomi was saying earlier is that, you know, Annette's mission has always been to support spiritual-minded entrepreneurs, and especially the ones that are, you know, with their low self-esteem caused by self-sabotage and or, you know, coming from relationship breakdown. So that's her focus, and that's what she's created. And I must say that what she has created is amazing on every level.
Well, and again, in one word, how would you describe Annette, Simon?
Inspiring.
Oh, stunalicious, inspiring. And what was the other word? What'd you say, Naomi?
Superstar.
That's it, superstar. So a stunalicious, inspiring superstar. That's what we've got so far. I think it's very accurate. Round of applause to you, Simon. Yeah. And before I go hit up Annette, I just want to open it to the floor. If you want to give a contribution, you want to say hello, share what you know about Annette, now's your chance. Just be respectful. It's being recorded. Don't talk about all the illegal stuff that we're up to. Just keep it off camera. Don't talk about the shipment from Colombia. Don't talk about that. But anything else, please talk about it. A hot mic, unmute, be respectful. Tell us what you...
I might just jump in just quickly, just follow on. Because I wanted to talk about some of the inclusions that Annette's got in there too. So it's been fantastic working with Annette to include some of these things. But the inclusions particularly, and I'll touch on just a couple, is she's got workbooks and worksheets all in there to help those with your self-development. She also challenges you every single month to help your growth. She's willing to promote you on her LinkedIn with 55,000 plus followers.
A lot of followers.
That's a lot of followers.
That's a lot of people, you know. That's like a medium-sized town.
One of the things that Naomi really enjoyed was the pick-a-card readings. She loved that, and maybe you can talk a little bit more about that, Naomi. But the thing is, what I loved, I suppose, mostly was I've recently done one of Annette's workshops myself, and she's offering 10% discounts on all the coaching programs and all the workshops ongoingly. So, you know, there's so much value there. You just can't seriously walk past it. It's great value. And for those that really need to go on that journey of self-development, this is the avenue to be able to do it. So well done, Annette.
Here. There we go. And before we hit up Annette, I just want to open it to the floor. If you got anything you want to say about Annette, now I want to hear it. Hot mic, be respectful, go for it. What? Tell us any contributions about legendary Annette.
Can I speak?
Yeah, of course you can, Marie Pollen. Be like a bee. I'm sure you hear bee and pollen. I'm sure you hear that. A lot.
Oh, my husband copped that all his life. Polywaffle. Yeah, like I feel the same way as Annette, very giggly, but you know what? I think because she is so open, she is who she is. You know, you can trust, you can connect to her honestly. Like I've been in retail for years, and you never want to deal with people you don't trust. And I think that's a huge, like, you know, it's a big deal to me. I'm getting a bit emotional, but and like she was saying this morning, you know, she's excited but like nervous, and I'm like, I think that's awesome, because if you think you're impenetrable and, you know, oh yeah, take it on the chin, no big deal, I'm just so awesome, you know, like she's real, and I love it. I think you're wonderful, Annette, and you know, we haven't known each other for a very long time either, but I just think that openness, that being vulnerable is powerful. She's powerful, and yeah, I'd actually listen to someone who is open like that. So thank you, Annette. Yeah.
Thank you for coming into my life, Maria. Yeah, really get emotional too. I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
You said you wouldn't cry, Annette. We
I
cracked you in 15
laugh,
minutes.
but I'm not going to. But no,
You cracked Annette like a walnut.
yeah, Marie cracked me. She's going to crack me again, I'm sure. But
And Marie, just quickly, we were speaking a bit before the event started. Now, you know Annette through the karaoke scene. Is that, tell us a bit about that. Is that like some kind of raver thing? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, we all dive off the stage and people grab us and chuck us a lot. No,
I want to come in that case. Yeah.
There's a pub and everyone's like friends, and Annette, she gets up and she sings, and she's amazing. She can sing romantic, like very beautiful, touching, sweet stuff, and then she can rock it like Queen, or, you know, some hardcore, like powerful. Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, very diverse singer. Very diverse. Yeah.
I don't know why I got this image, but when you said that, I want to hear Annette do, she doesn't have to do it now, but I want to hear her do Tina Turner Beyond Thunderdome, the Mad Max 3 theme. I'd love to hear that.
You're lucky I don't know that one.
Yeah, we'll have to do it. Like the We Don't Need Another Hero, like about the
I think you've done You're Simply the Best or something like that, haven't you?
Oh,
yeah.
I know you've done Bon Jovi.
It's always
Bon Jovi. Yeah, she's vibrato. I can't even speak. But you know what I mean? Like rare, resonant. Your voice is astounding. Can't wait to hear you tonight.
Oh.
Gonna have to close everything up so it doesn't travel down the street, you know, that loud.
Powerful singers tonight, so we'll see how we go.
Oh, Andrew, yeah. But you too. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you, Marie.
Marie, we love you.
Thank
Round of
you.
applause to Marie. Yeah, if there's any Amir or Daniel, anyone, go for it. Next, Daniel, do you have something for Legendary Annette? Now's your chance. No, Daniel must be busy. Amir, what have you got for Annette, my friend? Oh, no, Daniel's back. Daniel, unmute and go for it, Daniel. Daniel, you have to hit the unmute key. We can't lip read. Yeah, unmute, buddy. No, don't put your hat on, hit the unmute key. That's what I'm trying to do. You can put your hat on, but hit the unmute key. Okay, slow down, buddy. Yeah, okay, good.
Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel. I'm from Vietnam, and I live in America over 10 years. And then currently, I'm residing in Wisconsin, Onalaska, Wisconsin. And right now, I'm working for the nail technician, and also that I'm doing a business, like online business website, try to sell and studying from the Amway, and also that I'm trying to do as much as possible about selling. So,
a question for you, Daniel. Why do you think Annette's awesome? Tell me why you think Annette's awesome, Daniel.
Why I think about Annette's awesome? Because that I love. First of all, I love, like, first and foremost, that I love learning, and then I love learning from experience from people. And then also, you know what, knowledge, and then exchange the knowledge, language, and any kind of thing like that. And then how I can learn from people about doing sales and then doing all kind of things like that. And then also like try to go and like grow the network, like growing for the network. And then that's how we're having the sustain the human connection, or, you know, heart connection, everything, like emotional connection.
I can see how emotional you're feeling, Daniel, and so good having you with us. Daniel, round of applause to you.
Thank you.
Amir, what have you got for us about legendary Annette, Amir?
Hello, everybody. Annette, you are a legend. And again, I met Annette through Edzia and the meetup there. Having a leader like Annette in the Central Coast just rings so many truths in the universe. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. I came across this morning, and I was thinking, and I was talking to Piera this morning about what type of things are universal truths. Because each of us has our niche. We all are good at one specific thing or another specific thing, but there are some things that are universal. So if I was to give an example and say, okay, everybody in this group, type in the chat how you would describe a potato tree. So do that now. Type in how you would describe a potato tree. Everyone's like, huh? A potato tree? So if you're a farmer, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not, you still can't describe a potato tree. Nobody can describe a potato tree. But there are some universal truths, like I'm in real estate, I help people buy property. Annette is that resonance where she can read the threads of the universe and work out what needs are there because she listens well. And the difference between all of us, we're all human. Well, all the people that are live here right now, not the ones watching the recording, you don't know, they're all bots. But just secretly, we're all actual humans and we all have our own regular needs. What Annette does isn't just one specific thing, it's the humanity, it's the connection, it's that vital thread that helps us thrive and get to the best of what we are in business, in family, in life. And that's so much more powerful than just one niche because it's holistic. It goes universally across the board. Just like the potato tree example, 0 people can write in the notes what a potato tree looks like, even if you're a farmer. But that's the universal truth. So, Annette, keep fighting the universal fight and help us do the things that we might not be able to see, but you can intuit.
Oh, incredible.
Thank you so much.
Oh, anyone else before we shine the spotlight on our stunning, licious rock star friend? Any other shares about Annette? Now's a chance. Going once, going twice, and so, well, guess what? It is time for the legendary lady of the moment. Now, I've known Annette for a while. Annette and I go back a few years. I think we met through the legendary Emmy Kaznovic from Canada, of all places. We eventually caught up in Australia, which is very good. And over the years, I've seen Annette go through some real challenges, and I've seen her not only kick ass and chew bubble gum, but I've seen her just really move. And Annette, so good having you. Can we all unmute for the moment and give Annette a round of applause? Annette.
Anya, Annette.
Yay.
Anya, you are a legendary.
Oh my God. I can see your tears of joy, Annette, and I got to say they're beautiful.
I promised I wouldn't cry too. So I'm usually quite together, but yeah, the walls came down. Thank you, Marie.
Oh.
And Amir. Yeah, you just chopped through those walls today. So
now Annette, we've spoken a lot off camera about spirituality and that type of thing. And I guess spirituality, it means a lot of different things to different people, right? And tell us what spirituality means to you.
Oh, well, Ed, like for me, very much like what Amir was saying, I look at spirituality like a holistic thing. So I'm not going to say like I believe in a specific a deity or anything like that. I do believe there's a God. I do believe there's a Buddha. I do believe everyone out there believes their own thing about spirituality. And for me, it's really about connecting to someone at their soul level. And I really want to really help people embrace, because right now we're going through a higher power. So everything that's happening in the world is directed by what's also happening in the universe. And sometimes we can move away from what we're supposed to be doing, especially if we're trying to do a 9-to-5 job and we're trying to do this, we're trying to juggle this project and that project, and we kind of move away from who we are. And for me, it's just more universal for spirituality. It's touching on every little tiny thing, which is why, again, like spirituality, it's something massive. You can't really pinpoint it in a specific way. Yeah.
Is it kind of fair to say, if I'm trying to paraphrase what you're saying, is it kind of like our relationship with the universe? Is that a good way of putting it?
Yeah, absolutely, a good way of putting it. Yeah.
So on that note, you dropped a few red pills before, which I really liked, right? And you know me, if there's a red pill being dropped, I'm the first one to catch it. You're talking about the universe, the direction of the universe that's guiding us. Tell us a bit more about that, Annette.
Well, I believe that a lot of people are being pushed now in very different directions. So especially, I'm going to use LinkedIn as a great example. I constantly see people chopping and changing their niches. And especially in the last 6 months, a lot of people have said to me, especially my face-to-face clients, they've said to me, Annette, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't find my niche. I can't find what I'm supposed to be doing. What's my purpose? And look, that's fine. I can use the cards. We can see what your purpose is supposed to be. But my belief is whatever you're passionate about, whatever you love in life, you're going to come back to it. And whether that's for you, Ed, like you're very good at influencing people, you're very good at being around people. And I've watched your journey with the videos and the photos, and you've always been quite consistently going back to that being and meeting around people. And just getting to know people personally. And that's what I love about you, because you're a very personable person. But people always seem to come back to what they are passionate in. So, you know, you can have 2 or 3 things that you really love, like singing and dancing and that, but you can actually incorporate it all together to do the one thing that you love.
Wow. I love it. Well said. And now you talk about cards. What do you mean about cards? Can you tell us more about the cards, and do you have any cards nearby?
I do. I've got about 15 decks in front of me at the moment. So I use a variety of decks. I've got here, the universe has your back. It's in reverse, unfortunately. And then we've got another array of oracle decks. And then I've got my beautiful tarot cards. These have been about 15 years old. I've used these for the last 15 years. And I've got some other things. So I've got my beautiful crystals as well. So I live and breathe crystals as well. So a lot of my work when I'm working with people intuitively, I sort of read their cards to find out where they're blocked, especially when they first come to me, because as a reader, people come to me and go, okay, you're supposed to know who I am, what I do. So I pull a couple of cards before they come in, and we look at that focus thing that they need to be looking at. So a lot of people, about 99% of people say, Annette, that's 100% accurate. So we work with the cards together to find out what's blocking them, and using specific messages and my unique way of reading. I actually work with people and coach them within that hour, usually within that hour, based on what we come up with the cards.
Wow. Well,
and then that way they can move that way. So that way the next time they see me, we can look at a different issue as well. So there's always something exciting and new to work with.
Now, you've done this to me before personally, so I wonder, can you do this to the group? You pulled a random card on me. This is actually an Annette story. So when Annette and I met for the first time face-to-face, I was up in the beautiful Central Coast, and Annette, of course, brought her tarot cards with me, and she just red-pilled me. She pulled a card out on me, a bit like pulling a gun on me, and she just basically read the shit off the card that just knocked me flat. It was spot on. Can you pull a card on the audience? Does it work like that?
It can work like that. So I do the cards as well, but I also work with spirit guides. So I try and so one of the modules I'll be teaching within the hub will be how to read other people's energy, which it's really about just understanding the energy around you and focusing completely on that one person, very much like you do when you do your meetups. You're one-on-one and you're being with someone. That's how I work too. So I work on the energy because you can usually tell by the way that someone's demeanor is what messages are trying to come out, or what they're currently struggling with, especially, you know, the facial features, the little twitch here and there, the slight uncomfortableness. You can sort of see what they need to work with in the moment. But if you wanted me to pull a card for the group, we can do that. But yeah, it's
everyone put up your hand if you want Annette to pull a card and read the group now. Yep. Everyone wants you to pull a card.
Everybody wants a card. All right. So
Nguok wants one. Nguok's, yep, she wants one too. Yep, there you go. Nguok wins. There we go. Pull a card.
Sorry, my name's Renal Ngok. Like NOP. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no, no,
Cool name, by the way. Not
I know. It's the best name.
cool name.
My mom
Welcome.
picked it. Thank you.
So it was actually funny when I was doing the cards, and the one card, I don't like this card, but it's actually the Suffering in Silence card.
Ooh,
And
Ooh.
I
that's a
thought-
bit dark. A bit
It
dark
is
of you to
dark.
pick that one.
But it makes sense because a lot of us, especially at this time, we're suffering in silence from maybe not seeing family, not being around friends, not being able to do the things we want to do. I think Naomi mentioned something about shopping earlier, not being able to go to our favorite cafes and do what we want to do. A lot of people don't want to talk about what's going on. So, I mean, this is definitely very relevant of suffering in silence.
Spot
Is that for
on.
me? Is that for me?
No, it could be if you but it could
Okay,
be.
on that note, can you pick a card for Not? Pick a card for
sure.
her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this
Thank
is
you,
just for
Edward.
Not.
Thank you.
I love your card. There you go. You got the card of wisdom.
Oh,
So
wow.
did you say you're an NLP practitioner as well?
Oh,
Did you say you're an NLP practitioner?
yeah, I am.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of wisdom and knowledge behind you, and this is the teacher as well.
Wow, thank
So,
you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely one who is knowledgeable and teachable.
Oh, thank you. I love that. I take that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
Just on that note, I think we started something. If you want Annette to pull a card on you, put up your hand. So if you want Annette, everyone, okay.
However, I say one word before she moves on. I believe we all have wisdom. So thank you.
Yes,
After you all. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for being here today, by the way, as well. All right, so
Thanks, Annette. Thanks for our effort for sending the link. And I'm just like, okay, I'll jump on. I like it last time, so I come back again.
Yes, I'll get Ed to share the link shortly for the hub. So Mel, this one's gonna, don't cry on me, please. But I'm gonna send this one to you. It's the Memories of Love card. I know, right? So don't cry on me, please. So we both know what this is about.
Yep.
So yeah. So just
Can I just say?
Yeah.
I just finished watching an episode of Saved by the Bell, and I was in tears. I was in tears, and I tell you what, that brings it up for that episode.
I've never watched.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. So who have I got? Naomi.
Naomi.
So I've just shuffled, and on the bottom of the deck is Memories of Love. Love Begins. So who's the new beau?
That's hot and spicy, Naomi.
Ooh,
very hot and spicy.
Naomi.
I'm still waiting for the ring.
Been a long time, Naomi.
I think I was talking to Simon that I was going to marry you. So I don't know.
That's correct, Naomi. About an hour ago, when I was talking to Annette, she said, "If you don't marry her, I will."
Awesome. You're on notice.
There you go. There you go. And Amir, can you pull a card on Amir?
Oh gosh, I like this one. So you got the light card, and you are a beacon of light,
dude. That's like the best card.
Yeah, actually, Amir did a video recently, and I have no idea how you did that. It looked like you were on a drone or you were driving or something, but that was just an amazing video of, because you do the real estate and running. That was amazing. What camera did you use?
I had a GoPro strapped to me, one of those chest GoPro things, and I just did the power walk around it.
That was amazing. So you are a beacon of light because it really encouraged people to, you've got an incredible story you've told me a bit about, and like you went from practically nothing to, you're a bounding popular real estate in real estate and property. So I couldn't find my words then.
Legendary. And I was going to say, can you pull a card on me? I'm probably going to regret this, but what the hell?
You'll regret it. So I'm going to say you've actually got the mental conflict card.
Ooh, that is so me. Continue. That is true, but I'm always a very conflicted character.
Yeah, but that's all right. I'm going to do two for you. So we'll do the universe card too. So everything's happening for a reason for you, Edward Zia.
Ooh.
And, you know, the universe is on your side, but, you know, maybe you've got another project coming up. I mean, anything's possible, really.
There you go.
Very, very amazing and unpredictable.
There you go. That's beautiful. Give me a round of applause to Annette. And that was just gold. Now, what I've done is I'm going to share it again. Let's talk about the Spiritual Hub now. Now, I've just shared a link to Annette Tavitian Spiritual Hub. Now, if you haven't already, click this link right now. Check it out. If you love what you see, sign up right now. Annette, I want to hand it over to you. Tell us a bit about the Spiritual Hub. What does it do? How does it help you? Tell us all. We're all ears.
Yeah. So I had an idea about 5 years ago, or probably more, that I wanted to teach people my knowledge. So the clients I deal with often ask me, Annette, how do I read tarot? Annette, how do I connect to guides? Annette, how do I do this? How do I do that? And I spent a lot of time within my readings, rather than doing the readings, teaching people how to do these specific things. So we'd sit in the room and they'd say, Annette, how can you see my guide? How do you know who's there? How do I do that? So part of the Spiritual Hub was to sort of help these people, anyone really who has an interest in spirituality, to learn from me. So I've been doing this for about 25 years. I've been reading tarot since I was 15. And I just wanted to pass this knowledge and wealth onto people, because it can take up to 20 years. I mean, and then there's lots of courses out there that are really complicated. I wanted to make it dirt simple. I wanted to make it so that the average Joe Blow can click on it and actually learn and do the activities within it. So I wanted to make use too of the fact that I've got a nice big following. I grow by about 100 to 200 people a day, if not more. So, you know, you're getting in front of the right people. You're getting in front of people all over the world, which, you know, as an international influencer. So I wanted to be able to provide people with an opportunity to be well known as well. I've got a couple of people already on board with my spiritual learning hub. I wanted to just give everyone a place to learn and grow, and also to be part of a spiritual community as well.
Oh, incredible. And so tell us, what kind of launch special do you have? Tell us all about that, Annette.
Yeah, so at the moment, you know, anyone who's watching this, I have some amazing crystals. You know, I'm a bit of a crystal hoarder, I'll be honest with you, Ed. I've got about 80 agates here in my little small house, and I've had to pack half of them away.
Now what's an agate? So tell us what an agate is. Let's take it from the top, shall we?
I'll show you one of my favorite ones. This is one of my agates. And they're actually really beneficial for healing and balancing. So you can imagine I've got 80 here. I should be pretty balanced, right? So, you know, they come in all shapes and forms and sizes. They're all quite unique. And I always encourage people to at least have some crystals, or at least a piece of quartz around them. So one of the things I'm offering, obviously, with the hub, because I'm going to be getting spiritually minded people, is some crystals and, you know, something that will support their learning journey. I'll just quickly show you. So one of the offers I have at the moment is a beautiful box. We're going to change the box at the moment because it says Pandora on it. But it's a beautiful box of crystals and gemstones, which I've hand-picked, and they're ready to go for the next, you know, the clients that they feel guided to go for. So yeah, so that's the kind of the launch special I have on today. We do have the subscription ongoing. So if you sign up at the subscription price, it will be ongoing. That won't change for you. So when the price does go up next year, as I have more people joining, you know, their price will remain the same. So I'm trying to give as much value, something that I'd want to give value. Like if I was getting value, this is the kind of value I'd want to get from from this kind of platform.
So just to recap, if people sign up now, they're going to get a lower rate, and that rate's going to be fixed, so it won't be increased. And they're going to get some of your free crystals handpicked by you to kick off their spiritual journey. Yeah. You know, it really depends on what I feel guided to. Like obviously I've got a nice big range of crystals here. You might get a nice big slab of agate, or you might get some little gemstones, whatever
yeah, whatever's guided to you. I really like to work with your guides and pick up, yeah, what's coming up for you. So,
And what do you mean by guide? Tell us, what do you mean by guide exactly?
A guide. So everyone has a spiritual guide or many spiritual guides. So these guides appear in all aspects of your life. So for you, example, Ed, you might have a guide for your financials. You might have a guide that comes in when you're going through a tough time, and that spiritual guide supports you through that journey. So I had a couple of people say to me they've got animal guides as well.
Ooh.
And the animal guides work in a very similar thank you, Emia.
Kookaburra.
Very
Good
similar
choice.
thing. So for me, I love the kookaburra. My spiritual guide is a wolf. So I work with a wolf.
Ooh.
And a lot of people have like birds like owls, and they all symbolize different things. But, you know, sometimes we have people who have passed on. Yeah, like that, Naomi, like your grandmother. So people who have passed on. And when I work with my clients one-on-one, a lot of the time I also work with their guides. I can't get their names. Unfortunately, I don't have the audio capacity to do that. But I usually see figures and shadows and that kind of thing. And I sort of bring them through. So I guess one of the bonuses for joining the hub will be every month you'll also get a strategy call with me. And I've decided, I really felt guided to this, Ed, but I actually want to offer a reading instead. So if they're spiritually minded and they want a 30-minute reading rather than a 30-minute strategy call, I'm totally down with that. You know,
Wow.
as much as I can share, I will do that.
Oh, that reading sounds very cool. Now, Annette, I got to say, before I open it up to the audience with their thoughts and contributions, is there anything else you'd like to tell us?
You're all awesome. No, so one of the things I'd love to do when we get out and about is to sort of meet people in person as well. So doing like the influencing side of things and meeting people for coffees and, you know, catching up and learning about them. So I'm really excited about the hub. Will be one of my workshops I'm working on at the moment is a night with spirit, which will be my first we'll call it a spiritual show. I've never done a spiritual show before, even though I've been doing this for a long time, mostly about confidence. But I'm hoping to be running a spiritual show. So you'll be getting 10% off any workshops or any events that I run, which will be, you know, really, really beneficial. So when this is up and running, if they wanted to, they can get 10% off that.
Oh, incredible. Annette, I'm going to say a big thank you. Can we give Annette a round of applause? And Annette, oh, I can see those tears. Let it flow, Annette. Come on. We want those tears. Put your hand if you want tears. Oh, I want tears. There we go. There we go. And can everyone just give Annette lots of love right now? Can we channel her lots of love right now? Lots of love for you, Annette.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
I hope you feel it. If I could pick a card for you, the card would be awesome. That's all I can say. Okay. Now, I just want to open it up to the floor. If you want to say anything to support legendary Annette, now's the time to say it. Again, just be respectful. First one in. Hot mic, go for it. Amir, what have you got for us?
So, Annette, I've got a question for you about crystals and what type of vibration you find one crystal gives compared to the other type of vibration a different crystal brings. Because I know that there's 20 or 60 or 80 different crystals. Do you find that one vibration resonates with one person, or does two different pieces of quartz have different meanings?
That's actually a really valid question. And I can't specifically answer that in the way probably I'd like to, but every single crystal does give a different vibration and they're useful for different things. So with rose quartz, for example, rather than a clear crystal quartz, rose quartz is about forgiveness, love, emotion. And then you've got the quartz crystal, which like I've got here, which is really good for balancing. So, I mean, everything works on different vibrations. You'd have to probably Google them to find out what they all do. I don't specifically work with those crystals, but I do find that especially if you're stressed or if you're someone who has a lot of high energy and you're always up and about, quartz is fantastic because what you can do is you can hold it in your hand and put all of your energy into that quartz, and then it stays, for me, it stays in the quartz until you clear it. So you can keep putting all of your energy on the different types of crystals. my suggestion to people is not to have too many crystals with different vibrations, especially in your home, maybe your workspace or in your bedroom, because obviously that can mess with your energy. So I'm just trying to think of an example. So like, for example, agate is very balancing. It's really good for healing. So I would have that around me, especially in a time right now where I'm feeling really nervous, to sort of suppress how I'm feeling a little bit more. So I hope that answers your question. Every crystal has a different vibration, a different purpose. But we could be here all day discussing crystals. I'm not sure.
Quick question from me, actually. What kind of crystal would increase drive and aggression? What's the crystal for that?
Oh gosh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Ed. I can't tell you that.
That's the one that I want. I want a crystal to make me extra dangerous. I want the dangerous crystal. I want the red glowing crack crystal with a black aura on it. That's what I want.
I'll find out which one it is for you, and I'll see if I can get some for you.
There you go. Pleasure. Simon, what have you got for us, Simon?
That's called a stone, Edward. I was just going to ask Annette to perhaps pull a card on for me.
Oh, for you. How did we forget you?
That's such an oversight, Annette. We really screwed that up, didn't we?
That's all right. That's all good. And yeah, Ed does look very dangerous. Sorry. Okay, so what have we got? Okay, so this is actually going to resonate. I'm hoping it resonates for you. They're a bit dark. Oh, here we go. So we've got them in a specific order. 3 fell out for you. We've got the moving on. Now this is not about what's the partner in your life currently, but we've got moving on. We've got working on your solar plexus. Ooh. So when I see the solar plexus card, it's usually about digestion and health and working on your inner health. So that sounds like what you've been.
It seems Naomi's trying to say something. I don't know. Naomi, do you want to jump in and say it? You're trying to say something, I think.
It's very pertinent. Very pertinent. Simon is working on his health, but he also has a couple of health issues which are in the solar plexus.
There you go. Yeah.
The stomach area. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's funny. And the last card I got from him was spiritual. Where's my camera? I can't see with the camera in a different position.
We can see it.
Spiritual union too. So it's very, it's quite accurate because obviously you are in a spiritual union with a very sexy woman. But it's just showing moving on and where you need to focus your energy probably right now. So so you can also use crystals. I love to use crystals for all sorts of things, but you can actually put them, if you've got small crystals, put them on the area of concern to help you. So maybe a little piece of quartz. I don't know, I'm trying to find a small piece of quartz here. I don't have any, but you could just put it on the area of the solar plexus and channel all that negative energy into that specific area.
Interesting.
So I hope that answers your question, Simon.
Thanks, Annette. Appreciate it.
I say to people, tarot and cards aren't for everybody, but I think a lot of people are very interested in it. And I think, like, I've worked with a lot of skeptics over the years. I've had people storm into my readings and tell me that and I'll be honest, like, my reading was bullshit, and then come back the next week and say to me, wow, you're 100% accurate. I'm really sorry for how I speak to you. So you get all sorts of interesting people come through, I think, with different experiences.
Wow. Naomi, please, what have you got for us?
My take on, if you are feeling that you are interested in having a reading, it's actually the universe telling you that you need to have one. And so I think that I'm of the belief that you are led down certain journeys and certain pathways because it's the greater good telling you that you need to do this right now. That's why we lead different lives, and that's why we lead different stages in our lives. It's meant to be. So, we do go through difficult times in our lives, but it's about learning life lessons. And sometimes, when I strongly feel, I'm like, oh, you know what, I think I really need a reading, and it's for a reason, because there's answers which I'm trying to uncover, and it helps me find those answers. That's me.
Yeah.
With a reading, Annette, do you have to be with the person to get an accurate reading?
Describe be with the person.
Well, across
like
the
sleep
time
with them.
with that person.
No, so that's okay. So I do, I can do Zoom ones as well, which they've become very popular over the pandemic. I can also do email readings. So I can actually do a lot of stuff through distance as well. You don't actually have to be with the person, but I always say to people, give me your name and at least your date of birth or your star sign, just so I can hone in accurately into the person. Some people just give me a photo of themselves and we do a reading based on that. So you don't have to be with a person. If you're trying to get like a mediumship reading, then that's where it would be more important to have that face-to-face body kind of, not contact, but like being, face-to-face in person.
Wow, incredible. Yeah. Anyone else, friends? Anything you got? Anything you want to say about Legendary Annette? Now's the time to say it.
Can you hear me?
We got you, Marie. The floor is yours.
I was thinking, like, with all the questions about crystals and the cards, like, because I've got like those things too, and I was wondering if rather than just the traditional meaning attached to it, like, this promotes this energy and that energy, do you find you do it intuitive as well? Like, I'm connecting with this crystal and it can have this in it more, like it's like how you were talking about doing a reading for someone, like with mediumship, as opposed to doing getting some kind of connection with a photo. Is that part of like, you've got intuition, everyone's got that, like inner intuition, and some people have a more developed. Pretty much, I'm looking at, like, do you use that at all, Annette?
So I use the intuition. So a lot when I'm working with a client specifically, sometimes they're guides, or sometimes I'll just get a feeling about something. So a good example is I had a lady client come to me day before yesterday, and she was looking for something. I won't tell you the whole story, but basically she was looking for guidance because someone had put a curse on her, and I don't deal with curses, unfortunately. But what I recommended to her would be to get, it's not really a stone, but it's a specific thing called an evil eye. And an evil eye protects you from harm and evil energy. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll read for someone, and I'll sort of recommend to them what crystal that I feel that they need. Sometimes I get things like obsidian, like just names of crystals. Sometimes I don't even know what they do, but I'm getting a resounding name of a crystal that they need to get. And then what they'll do is they'll usually go look up the crystal and see what the properties are, and it usually resonates with them. But if you're feeling like a crystal does something for you in a specific way, then you should go with your intuition. We could spend years trying to figure out what the crystals are if you're into that kind of thing. But just usually I love to have the basics: your quartz, your amethyst, and your rose quartz. And one of my famous beautiful agates, I love to have about 100 of those around me at any time.
Yeah. And like say you have readings, like you've got the Celtic cross and you've got all these setups and like the hangman and all this, when you're reading it, because like, how you've got, I don't know if you've been into personality types, there's thinkers and there's intuits, and there's all different kinds of people. Like, do you just go with that intuition, or do you like, okay, this is in this position, it means that, and or do you combine it? I was just it's like getting back to the same thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I combine. So over the years, I've learned to use my intuition. So basically, I'll say things that I'm guided to say, and I just remind people that what I say now may not resonate now, but it can resonate later. And look, a lot of the time, I do warn people about what I'm going to say, and that's I say to them, this is what you need to hear right now. Perhaps it's maybe about love or relationships. Obviously, I'm not here to predict their future. I'm here to help them through a problem. So I'll read the card from like if it's a tarot card, I'll just show you. If I have a tarot card, I can read it from a face value. But I do prefer to, when I'm coaching people, to read it from a holistic point of view. And usually I'll ask the person, why they've come to see me. So it's a lot like a therapy session. They're not just kind of come here and I'm going to predict everything that's coming out. People have to come for a specific, usually people come for a specific problem.
They do.
And sometimes, look, 90% it's about relationships. I'm always getting, will my ex-boyfriend come back to me even though we haven't spoken for a year? I get so many of those. Will we get what's happening in our relationship? It's like, what do you want to happen in your relationship? And most of the time they're like, yeah, we want to get married or this or that. So a lot of it's it can be very client guided. But the rest it's sort of, I'm not trying to dictate what they're doing in their life. It's just really about giving them the guidance and support they need to get through that really tough time. And look, the thing I always say to people, my goal is to make you cry. If I'm not making you cry, I haven't done my job.
That's great. Thank you for answering that.
You're welcome.
It's incredible. Any other contributions? Anything you want to say, now's the time to say it. Anyone, don't be shy. Just unmute and go for it.
Annette, when you're dealing with someone or you're talking to someone, do you ever feel like, oh gosh, there's something terrible going to happen to the other person?
Ooh.
Oh, that's a really good question. Let me answer accordingly. I don't do death readings because they are obviously unethical. We don't do that. But sometimes I'll do warnings. So I'll look at the card if I get specific combinations of cards that are concerning, and then specific messages from guides. So I'll use an example. I did a reading on someone recently, and I could clearly see that someone from their family was going to pass soon. So you've got to say that in a way that that's not going to make them worry. So yeah, it's often about just being really careful about how I say things, because people can come out of a reading worrying about the outcome. So we'll call it manifest. They can manifest the outcome. So I'll just say to them, look, there's something, I'm seeing something concerning around your family coming up. I think there's something around your family you need to prepare yourself for. And yeah, I try to deal with it in that roundabout way without saying to them, I think that someone in your family is going to pass. And look, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 out of 10, most of the time they'll say to me, look, my mother's very, very ill in the hospital, or, my grandfather, they've told me my grandfather's going to pass in the next couple of weeks and I know I have to prepare for it, or my mum's going into a psychiatric ward very shortly and my dad said I need to prepare for that. So often I'll talk about what I'm seeing and the client will actually confirm what's going on. So does that answer your question? Yeah.
Oh, interesting one. I had a quite a dark experience. So again, I don't mean to dominate this on the last thing I want to do, but long story short is I actually have died. I actually got injured when I was working for the government, had the whole out-of-body experience. And what was creepy about that was I saw a clairvoyant, more just as a joke with a girlfriend, and they actually said that I was going to die on an assignment. And I just wrote it off and thought that was just stupid. And I actually did die. And I can't, no one said it. I did come back. He didn't talk about that. But it was quite creepy. He gave a dark reading that came true to the letter. So, I suppose, do you get that dark impulse? Like, do you see darkness coming someone's way and you're like, you better watch out for this? Are you kind of like that in your readings, Annette?
Sometimes I try to keep them upbeat and positive because, you want people to leave with hope and excitement in their life. So a good example was I saw a lady just before everything got locked down, and I actually said to her that I saw this beautiful celebration in the family, and everybody in the family was going to be so excited, and it felt like there was a baby coming. And she said to me, she said, no, there's no babies coming. There's going to be absolutely no more babies in my family. Anyway, she came back a couple of days ago after seeing it. She goes, remember how you told me there was a celebration? She said, well, Bubby's is on the way. Bubby's is on the way and they're expecting a girl. So So like little things like that, it's always nice to have that confirmation and knowing that, you know, I'm not just here to deliver good news too. Sometimes I do see things like, you know, if someone comes to me with a business idea and the cards and the energy is dark and saying absolutely no, do not do that, you know, of course I'm going to say something that I see, but I always say, like, you know, you have free will. At the end of the day, you can decide what you do with your life or not. Like, I mean, you can walk out of here and disregard everything I've said and keep living your life the way you want to.
Wow, there you go. You sound a bit like Morpheus from the Matrix 1. You're sort of like, do you want to take the red or the blue pill? It's up to you. Do you do whatever you want? So I like it. We're going to have to, you're like female Lawrence Fishburne. That's all I can say.
Yeah, look, I just want to leave people empowered. You know, every now and then there's people obviously I can't connect to. And then as I was actually saying to my dad the other day, sometimes you've just got to use what you're doing and how you're helping people in a different way. So it might be just putting the cards down altogether and having that counseling or coaching session with that specific thing in mind. So I try to be as diverse as possible to really help. Yeah, I'll find any way to help you, even if it means we're going to sit here and you're going to have a cry. I'm going to help you, through that.
I love it. Love where you've gone, Annette. Now, what we're going to do is we're about to finish any moment. So I've just shared the link. Annette, I just want to give you the final closing thoughts before we wind up this legendary event. Annette, what's your closing thoughts for everyone?
My closing thoughts for everyone is that if you believe that there is something good out there for you, you should definitely follow your intuition and find a strategic plan to get to where you want to go. And if you don't know how to get there, I can help you.
Oh my God, you heard it. Friends, check out the Spiritual Hub. Can we give a round of applause to Annette? Thank you, everyone.
And I also want to say a big thank you to Edward, to Mel, Simon, and Naomi for, you know, supporting me on this journey and listening to me and just being there to help me out over the last 6 months and a year. Like, yeah, I couldn't have done it without you guys too.
Feeling the love. Annette, we love you. Can we all unmute for a second and just give an extra round of applause to Annette to start the event?
Annette, fantastic.
Thank you.